I don't think it'll be long before we hear Victor Wembanyama in MVP type conversations. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but just hear me out. We all know that Victor's season started a bit rough, with that mainly being because of Greg Popovich. I mean, you can't expect a center to play good when their point guard is Jeremy Sohan, a guy that doesn't even play that position. And I still don't really understand where Greg Popovich was going with that entire rotation. I don't understand. I still don't, but I'm glad that things have changed. But I'm not going to sit here and act like it was solely Greg Popovich's fault as to why Victor didn't already start out the season this good. Because besides all the regular rookie struggles that there are, like being away from your family or just adjusting to a new league, a new team, whatever, the players that were on the Spurs didn't know how to play with Victor, which sounds kind of crazy, but the dude is a literal alien. I don't blame them for not knowing how to play with a guy that's fucking 7'8" with a billion-inch-foot wingspan, whatever the hell his stats are. I don't care. You see the guy, he can dribble, he can shoot threes, he can drive in the paint, alley-oop, finish, block, steal, he can do everything. How do you play with him? With this, of course, leading to them having a bad record. Not saying that theirs is good right now, but it's still bad, but you know what I mean. It also led to a lot of Chet Holmgren Rookie of the Year conversations, which I never really understood. And it's not like Chet being in Rookie of the Year conversations is unjustified or doesn't make sense, but I made a YouTube video talking about why I don't think that Chet really deserves to be above Victor in these, you know, Rookie of the Year race. And that's not because he's not a rookie. It's because to me, Chet only deserves to be #1 because his team record is good. But team record shouldn't matter when you're a rookie, because as a rookie, you are supposed to be on the worst team that there is, just by nature of the lottery and the draft and stuff like that. But luckily for Chet, you know, he didn't play his first year, so we don't really know how that would have gone. But as of right now, he is on one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and that's because he has guys around him that are good. He has an MVP caliber player next to him. What does Victor have? Trey Jones, which no disrespect to Trey Jones, but he's no SGA. But recently, things have started to change for Victor Wembanyama. And I actually have been watching a lot more Spurs games than when, you know, the season started and when he was first drafted, simply because it was so hard to watch this team. Now, it is still kind of hard to watch them during some moments, but Greg Popovich changed his coaching rotation, and that's what matters. Giving them a real point guard, Trey Jones has been amazing for them. Devin Vassell has been so much fun to watch. But by far the biggest thing that has happened so far is these players are finally starting to learn how to play with him. And I think the best example is by showing you guys the lobs that this guy gets now, because at first it was very obvious that all you had to do was just throw it anywhere near the basket and Victor would be able to catch it. But these players, like I said before, didn't understand that. They didn't know how much of a freak this guy was, but now they know. And you see it in these clips where he is grabbing it from, you know, somewhere that's not even close to the basket and bringing it in to score, or getting close to scoring, whatever, which just makes him unstoppable, especially in the transition. I mean, there is no way you could stop this guy when getting to the basket. And all of this goes without talking about his defense. Specifically last night, the man recorded 10 blocks, which is kind of expected from a guy like this, but also not expected from a rookie. Like, I don't understand how I should feel about this right now, because there's no doubt in my mind that Victor is going to end his career with multiple, maybe even tens of quadruple doubles. The man is an anchor. He's an actual anchor in the paint. Now, let me get back to the main reason for this video. With that being, I think Victor is going to be in MVP conversations very soon, which isn't really a crazy take, but at the same time is. I mean, we've been hearing nonstop about how this guy is going to be the next face of the NBA, and he is going to be the next, you know, LeBron type prospect. I think the best way to look at this is that if you look at this Spurs team currently, how bad they have been, how bad they kind of are right now, just imagine Victor with the support around him. Like, imagine him on that OKC Thunder team. I just can't imagine. Actually, I don't know how good he'd be on that OKC Thunder team, because I feel like maybe the offense and everything kind of needs to revolve around him. That's a topic for another video. But I think that Victor with a very, very good shooting guard, shooters around, people in the paint, I mean, you know, a solid NBA team around him. Who is stopping him? Who is stopping him? There's been the conversation about injuries, how he's going to get just broken like a twig. But there were also those conversations about Chet. And guess what? He's still doing just fine. Now, he does play with a 50-inch TV strapped to his chest, but I don't think that that's going to be a huge concern. I don't think that that's anything worth arguing over until something, which I hope it never does, but something happens. Then it's kind of like, okay, let's talk about it and maybe see how things have changed. But we're not at that stage. We shouldn't be in that stage. We are going nowhere near that stage of conversation. One conversation that I do think should be had soon is maybe talking about Greg Popovich's job with the Spurs. I know it sounds crazy. I know Greg Popovich is a legend and he's doing great things for Victor's career, but do I think he'll be the coach come time that Victor wins his first championship, or the Spurs win a championship, or whatever team he's on? I don't think so. I don't know if that'll be because he retires, or if the Spurs and him kind of agree, you know, hey, this isn't really working out as much. I don't know. I guess we can only wait and see with time, but Victor is going to be an MVP caliber player in this league. He's going to be in MVP conversations. I give it maybe 2 years. If you do or don't agree, comment down below. I read and respond to every single comment. And with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed. While you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe as well, as it helps push this video into the algorithm, and it means a lot to me and Victor Wembanyama. We both really do do appreciate it. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.